if you can hear me. So the audio is probably what I'm worried the most because I've been having some issues. Let me know if I should turn the microphone on, if I should plug it in, because my original idea was to use no microphone to just enjoy the sounds of nature, because we are in the botanical garden. There will be one area that has some music, but it's not too loud, which is the bread festival, where we've already been to. So there's no need to go there for the second time unless you get hungry. And I still haven't finished my churchella. I've eaten all my lip balm, so I need some more. Please let me know on the chat if so far no microphone is needed. I'll always have it next to me, just at hand, but I'd rather start without it and let's see just how it goes. Hi Dorley. Hi dear. Hello, hello. I don't know if you've been able to watch the bread festival. I had some fun there, apart from the music issues. I mean, the sound issues. Natalie, I'm very sorry about this, about the music. I couldn't see that happen, and I don't know what exactly was wrong. Buy me a churchella for buy me a coffee. Very good, very good. I should probably change that. Hi, Spirit Cook from UK. Good to see you. No, that's okay. I'm sorry that was a very bad sound. The sound is double? How is that even possible? Maybe you're listening to me from I'm not sure, from two devices? Is this possible? Can you hear echoing? But how is the echoing possible? Because I am in the forest. It's all good now. Sound perfect. Okay, Dolly. When next to music, I try to film music and not to talk much, but after that, yeah, it's been a bit too loud. Okay, good then. So we can start and enjoy the garden, the botanical garden of Tbilisi, and I can't wait to venture out on some beautiful places. Hello, hello. So my name is Anna. For those who are going to be watching this in a recorded format, we are in Tbilisi today, on the 29th, I guess it's 29th of September. And I'm just trying to adjust the microphone, well, not the phone and the gimbal. Well, I have microphone with me, so I'll try to keep up with the chat and see if we have any issues with the sound. I hope it works fine. We are on a beautiful day. The local time is 5:30 p.m. We are GMT +4, and it's gonna get dark only in, well, it starts to get dark in 1 hour from now. So we are catching up with really good sunlight, and it could be raining. It could have been raining here today, but it's not, and I'm so happy about it. So for those who haven't done any of my botanical tours, I would like to warn you that I don't know much about botany. I don't know much about flowers and whatnot. So I'll try to focus on history of the place and on beautiful sceneries. And I like to show old photos. And this is we have had one tour in the botanical garden, but that tour was kind of a surprise, and it was not really about the botanical garden itself, but more of a personal one to celebrate my finally passing of my licensing exams to be a tour guide to Israel. And it's now finally time to make up to the botanical garden and show you the beauty of it. However, it's pretty big, and I don't know. I actually don't know the size of it, but there are several sections, and I'll show you a map at some point, and you'll be able to see more, and you'll be able to understand a bit of a scale. But I decided to start in this area, in the bamboo grove. Amazing. This is just kind of a grass, right? Hi, Ronaldin. For those of you who missed my bread festival and also yesterday my honey festival, you are welcome to watch it on my YouTube. It's already available, as well as the two other tours that I did yesterday about Alexander II with Misha, and also about my hometown Novosibirsk. I wanna film it like this. Just see this bamboo growth. This section, so as I said, that there are several sections here in the botanical garden, and this is the section of the Mediterranean flora, which is quite old. It's from just a mosquito, some fly in my eye, Mother Nature. Okay, so from early 1900s. Hi Adrian, good to see you. Hi everyone. Hello, hello. But the botanical garden, officially, the year it was founded is 1845. However, the gardens, before Georgia became part of the Russian Empire, the gardens in this area, along the Tbilisi River gorge, this is Tbilisi River. It looks like a creek now, but trust me, it's a lot more than you can see now. It's great that you're greeting each other, so it's like a company of good old friends seeing each other. And these lands used to belong to the royal family of Georgian royal family. And well, you see here that the creeks are becoming bigger, and well, that's a special place. You see mountains. So we are in the gorge, the Tbilisi River gorge, and if I zoom in, you'll see now behind all the groves, you see mountains. So actually the river comes from those mountains, and behind them there is another mountain range. So there's lots of mountains here just in general. This tree is just only started to get yellow. So it means that I'm gonna have to come here more for more fall themed tour. But I don't really mind coming here more and more. So as I said, the Mediterranean section started from 1901, 1902, and basically the sections in the botanical garden, they are just devoted to the plants, trees from all over the world. So originally it was just the big forest in the gorge, just along the river, and then they decided to plant things here for the royal table, and just royal gardens. Hi Tariq again, good to see you. But that lasted up until Georgia got annexed by the Russian Empire, and when it happened, these lands were kind of expropriated, yeah, in a way. Although expropriation is probably the word from the vocabulary of the of 20th century, but I think you get the idea. And in 1845, officially the botanical garden that was ascribed to the administration of the Royal Botanical Gardens, it was opened here officially. And so throughout this 160 or over 150 years of history, there have been made a lot of changes. Luckily, something much older than that still remains over there. So as we are in the gorge, and obviously from the both sides of us there are mountains, and over there is the Salalaki mountain range, which we will talk about when we see it from a better angle. But now let's look this way. There's not a single cloud in the sky. How lucky are we with the weather today? So from here you can clearly see we are in the gorge, and we are pretty high. At this point you don't really understand probably how high we are, and you probably don't realize the beauty of the bridge. I mean, it's not really a spectacular bridge, but the view from below, which I will definitely show you, is quite spectacular. Now I'm gonna lean the gimbal a bit and not gonna be talking because I highly doubt you'll be able to hear much because there is water over there. I'm just giving you a hint, kind of a teaser. Yoo-hoo. So everything over there, this entire terrain has been taken care of and arranged, well, both by nature, but mostly by the people. We'll be talking about some of them, and there is still very little civilization in this view. Oh, Spirit, I'm happy that you're enjoying it. Sorry, I don't know your name. So Spirit Cook, I'm going to just address you as Spirit. There is very little civilization you can see. Well, if I just, well, imagine you don't see that. And over there is a church. Well, that building is about 100 years old, but there has always been a church. There's not much you can see. If I zoom in, probably it's gonna be just too blurred because it's really too far. So not much to be seen. But other than that, it looks like you are in the wilderness. And what I like about Tbilisi is that you just need to, you can even just take a taxi, and some 10 minutes away from the downtown, you'll find yourself in the wilderness. However, it would be still a part of the city. Just that. We will be definitely talking about that construction over there. So, as you know, I'm a big fan of, well, not the Crusader, but the Crusader history and the Crusader period architecture. So I'm always in awe when I see some fortifications, some fortresses, and well, the signs of the festival that what we have already attended. I like the view of this Chinese pavilion. Yeah, taxis are very affordable. That's true. That's true.
It's not that bad. No,
And I know where my nose bleeding. Oh, sorry. I'm so sorry to hear that. Well, that's the bridge I've just been on. This bridge is from 1914, so it's not really that old, but I think it's nice and it looks really nice and it looks super light because at that time they already were able to create very lightweight but still very strong metal constructions. And I love this just metal ribs, and the bridge, because it's just metal ribs, looks so lightweight. And we're gonna see it from a different angle too. But at the moment, Spirit is your name. Fantastic. Hippie parents. Yeah, now I can see that. I hope you have some hippie spirit in you. I hope you got some of that spirit. And this is, well, in the 19th century, there was, well, as you know, there in every period, in every century, there was this, fashion for gardens, for the design of gardens, for what you should have in the garden, what you should not. So there was always great interest in China, and hence this pavilion here. And over there, I love the name. It's lovely, absolutely. Over there you see a monument. It's with its back to us, but I promise one day I'll take you to the area where we'll see the face of the lady. For those of you who have seen my tours before, the tours of Tbilisi, This is Dede Kartli on Mother Georgia, and I would like to show it to you. Well, the face of the Mother of Georgia. So we are somewhere in this area, kind of. That's the photo. And this is clearly a monument from the Soviet period. And this is basically, it's just kind of a warning and a welcome. So it's kind of a welcoming warning in a way, that whoever's coming to Georgia with good intentions is going to be treated to wine from this bowl, or lots of other Georgian food, the bread that I have with me as well. But if you come with some other agenda, less peaceful, you're gonna die from a sword. That's the idea. So we're gonna see Dede Kartli for, well, yeah, a couple more times. Just, I think I haven't given enough attention to the Chinese pavilion. So I'm just gonna show it to you once again from here, and probably from here to also see how high we are. So I haven't really reached the end of the bridge, but I think it would be a good idea to actually do that. Yeah, wow, yeah, I should have definitely taken you here. But then we're gonna be going all the way down from that, just to that side. So from here, I guess it's more or less clear that we are pretty high. And if you don't mind a selfie, that will be great. Sparkle and spirit. Good. So I think it's beautiful. Unfortunately, we cannot approach the Chinese pavilion. I guess there's still a lot of construction work going on because we are in the area that has a lot of seismic activity, and they're basically afraid of any possible landslide which actually take place in Georgia. They know how to build things, but in general, it's a problem of every mountainous country. And we are in the south of the Caucasus, so yeah, definitely. And today, we will see a lot more of this construction going on. Unfortunately, some areas that I originally planned to take you to will be restricted. Just because, again, nothing happened so far, but I guess they're just taking some precautions. And now, we are on our way to actually see the waterfall. The waterfall that we just been looking at from above. Now let's see the Sehizdiri River and waterfall. From here it looks as if everything grows naturally here. It has always been like that, but actually not. And I started talking about the different sections of the garden, and it was very well planned. They were hired lots of gardeners from Europe, from Russia, from Georgia, lots of specialists. There was a lot of effort just to make it happen. I just love this place. This is end of September, and from where I'm originally from, at this time of year, it's already gloomy and cold and no flowers, so almost no flowers. But it's very different now. No wonder this area, the flower beds, the parterre, that's what it's called. No wonder the parterre is very popular with newlyweds, with photo shoots, zip line to waterfall. That's funny. Really funny. But no, thank you. Well, I'm not sure what's going on with the lady. She's clearly missing a hand. But it's beautiful anyway. Oh, and I really like the bouquet. I think it's think it's really beautiful. Just a photo of the bouquet and the nymph. So some more flowers, amazing. It feels, I mean, I love it. When I see this many flowers, it seems I'm somewhere in summer. So it's definitely, it does click with me that it's the end of September. I guess September is now my favorite month. I mean, in Georgia, it's my favorite month. It's still warm, sunny, very little rains, very little, but it's still all blossoming. Well, that's, you know, the botanical gardens are in general, there is this concept of heaven on earth, the gardens of Eden. And I think they achieved that ambition. I think they really achieved that. It does look very peaceful, and it is very peaceful. And there's only one thing that kind of reminds us of reality is the music from the bread festival. Look at this. Okay, well, when I said I know nothing about flowers, I know nothing about flowers. What is this? Narcissus? What is this? Please tell me. I can just bend a bit and zoom in. Oh my goodness, just look at these colors. And if you missed my yesterday's tour in Gardenia Shevardnadze, the beautiful tiny garden, please check it out. Again, just not to get disappointed about my lack of knowledge of botany, but to fall in love with the garden. And after such a lovely break, I would like to carry on, to take you somewhere else to see the waterfall, that we've been hearing. Dahlias, okay, thank you. So you see, I wasn't joking. So you would know. Thank you so much. Dahlias, okay. I know the name. So I'm not that hopeless. Now I just need these two things, and a name and a flower to match in my head. Just this. Wait a minute, I need to adjust the phone on the gimbal. Wait. So well, looks like the sound has been okay so far, but we're still in a pretty quiet area. Can you hear other people talking? Can you hear any waterfall now? And now, from behind the trees, you can, okay. But it's not too loud, so it's good and you can hear me. That's fantastic. I'm so worried about the sound now. And now we can actually see from behind the trees, but we'll have a much better point. From here, we can see the Dedikartli. So this Dedikartli monument is on the top of the Salalaki mountain range. And normally, there's cable cars that go all the way from the Rike Park, where we had our tour not long ago as well. And you could reach Dedikartli monument, and you could also enter. Now I need to take the steps down. Okay, let's not jinx it. Maria. I'm keeping my fingers crossed. Normally you can also enter the botanical garden from the top. And my original plan was actually to do that. But because of the bread festival and because of a long line of tourists, there were two big Chinese groups and also lots of just other people. Even though cable cars go every minute, it would still be a waste of time. And I decided to start from this point. We're almost in the middle section of the garden, and you may start hearing more of the waterfall. And luckily, there are also some photographs. Well, whenever you are in a beautiful place like that, you want to take photos, or at least you want to paint it. And back in the days when they didn't have photographs, they painted a lot of these views. And I found some, and I also found some old photos, so I will be sharing it with you also on my other phone. But before that, let's just take in the beautiful view of the waterfall and the bridge over the Tbilisi. And from here you can have a better view of the donjon, of the one of the towers that used to guard one of the gates, one of the old gates into the city of Tbilisi. Actually, when this fortress was built, and this is just part of the fortress, and it goes all the way, and we will see it also in the other side of it, in the opposite end. So this is the oldest. I'm happy you're enjoying it. And yeah, I mean, can we just another selfie, please? Well, and this is the oldest construction in the entire city. Actually, it's older than Tbilisi. Tbilisi is 15 centuries old, but this fortress is believed to have been built in around 2nd, maybe 3rd century Common Era, so it's at least a bit over a century older than Tbilisi, which means that even by that time there had already been something that was worth protecting. And that's exactly how things were. Tbilisi has always been, even before it was constructed officially, it has always been on the crossroads of several trade routes, including the Great Silk Road, and it has always been a stopover. So when officially Tbilisi was established, oh yeah, absolutely, the flower name, I'm not sure what that flower name was, so but I guess it was dahlias. I just trust whatever you say. I mean, I probably wouldn't have agreed on a chamomile, but dahlias sound very plausible to me. Again, as I say, I am hopeless. I warned you. Well, the waterfall, not much we can see, and the problem is that last time we were here, we were able to come closer to the waterfall, but that's not possible now, I guess, due to security reasons. So they block the road. I'll show you. It's still beautiful, nevertheless. So caravans loaded with cargo would always stop over here just for a rest, and also from here they could go several directions. I'm just trying to find a bit of a a bit of a free spot. Okay, if you want to hear water, you will run the sink. Okay, that's totally fine. So I want to show you something. So there were several entrances to the fortress, and this is the Kojora Gates. Well, what's left of the so-called Kojora Gates. Kojora is just a town about 20 miles, oh no, about 15 miles maybe from Tbilisi, and it was also important stopover. I want to show you something. So, well, imagine you're at top, and I am hoping that at some point I would take you there to the top, and that's what it looked like about 100 years ago. It's early 1900s. That's what's left of the Kojora Gates. After that, it was restored in the Soviet period, so it doesn't look like that anymore. But the fortress just naturally was built on a natural cliff and on the mountain, and it was very good protection. So that's what's left over there of that donjon, the Kajora gates. Now let's go down, and I would like to take it to a beautiful cypress grove. Just wish me luck not to stumble anywhere here. Whew. Okay, almost done. And you see some of the trees are already changing colors, but it's gonna get even more beautiful. It's gonna get reddish and yellow. And I've seen some photos from the previous year and it was amazing, just amazing. But even now, that's already quite colorful. Is it already yellow in your areas where you are? I mean, in Novosibirsk, it's already all yellow. And they even have some frost, night frost. So, yeah, so it says here that there's a risk, you know, the danger of fallen rocks. That's what I was talking about. So now they're working on how to secure that. Well, that's where we started. Is it already yellow in the Netherlands? Just starting to get yellow. It's been extremely hot September. Thank you, Robert. Thank you so much. Well, if I zoom in, thank you. Oh yeah, I'm totally fine. I'm totally safe here. There's no problems here. Let me zoom in. So that's where we started the tour. Pretty high, right? And that's, I'm not sure if you can see that. Oh yeah, you can. That's the Chinese pavilion over there. I would like to show you some more photos. So far just showing you a couple. That's clearly not enough. So some views, actually one of the very first illustrations, not yet in England. Thank you, Shayla, good to know. Same here in Estonia. The first frosts have come and the colors are changing quickly. Wow, first frost. Well, yeah, but that's natural for Estonia, I can understand. So one of the very first illustrations available of the botanical garden is actually here. Let me show you. This was done in the end of the 1600s, and this was not taken from the botanical garden. It was taken from the area overlooking the botanical garden. You see here the La Cour. This is the Kura River. So it's taken on the other shore of the Kura River, overlooking the botanical gardens. And you can clearly see the fortress, which was quite big. You even can see the Kajora gate. Oh, wait a second. I'll try to take it closer over there. Some parts, okay, I got it. And Jean Chardin, by the way, was quite a character. You know, he was a merchant who traded textiles, and he managed to travel all the way across Caucasus. Dolly, I know that was question not really related to those living in the Middle East. Oh yeah, I know it's been a hot September there. I know. So, and Jean Chardin, he managed to travel throughout the Caucasus, and at that time the territory was under Persian control, but he managed. So there were lots of restrictions. Chardin. No, Jean Chardin. Jean Chardin. He's French, so it's Chardin. Well, there is a street in Tbilisi. It's called Chardin. I guess CH in French is ch. but I don't speak French either. So, and he managed to he actually left lots of memoirs, and later on he wrote a book, and he also created illustrations for his book. And but this is the very first illustration of the botanical gardens, and this is also one of the illustrations used for the restorers who are now restoring the Narikala Fortress, which is the continuation of the fortress we have just seen. And we can see again the Dede Kartli, so Mother Georgia. There's another bridge over here. Again, it's not open for visit, so the road is blocked. So, depending on how rainy it is, the river gets more plentiful or turns into a creek. But the river has always been here. It's probably a lot older than even the Narikala Fortress. So unfortunately, because of these restrictions, we cannot see the flower bed and the lily pond. But I have some photos, if that will make us feel a bit better. But the photos are old. You know, I love old photographs. And, well, okay, I just don't want to see the, yeah, probably that. No post, no electricity post, but just the Kartli and some flowers. So I have the photo of one of the members of the staff next to the lily pond. We will see just a bit of it here. So the lily pond is there, not far from the palm tree. Again, I'm sorry we can't go there now. It's dangerous. So we cannot do that. So, but we were here last time, and that recording is available on demand. And just some more photos. The bridge, before that metal bridge was constructed, there was a wooden one. And yeah, it was always possible to swim in the waterfall. But as I said, that area is now closed. We can't go there. But just a couple months ago, it was totally doable. The another view from a postcard across, well, overlooking the fortress and bits of the garden is this one. It's sometime before the revolution, but I'm not sure which period this is exactly. And the next portion of photos would be a bit later. But now I want to take you to, well, we are going to the entrance of the botanical garden, past some other constructions, and I really like this cypress growth. So from here you can clearly see this was all man-made. And there has been some critique about it, that the cypresses are too close to each other, and at some point some of the trees are going to die, maybe collapse. I'm not sure. But so far so good. And I like the sense of perspective it gives you. Can you hear the music just yet? Because we are approaching the area with the festival. Ronaldine, what's wrong? Why are you crying about the trees? Well, I hope they'll be able to save them. Not sure how, but it's totally clear why. It's totally clear why they try to plant them so next to each other, because yeah, but I hope they'll be able to do something about it. Well, so far nothing has happened, but well, I guess with time. But it's totally clear why they try to plant as many as possible, because they thought that not every tree would eventually grow here. And well, so far so good. Well, over there is the restricted area, and actually that's totally clear why. There is an orangery, and the orangery only special visits are arranged. The thing is that the botanical garden is a big research facility. So ever since 1845, when the botanical garden was established officially, re-established, I mean, as the botanical garden, belonging to the, well, not belonging, but as part of the other botanical gardens in the Russian Empire. So they started lots of research, and it became the research facility. And so when they planned the garden, they tried to plan it and design it and create the layout scientifically. And there was one archaeologist, botany specialist, historian, Foma Goripyokin, that's him. So he was one of the people who contributed immensely to the preservation of the garden and to the flourishing of the garden. So maybe we should blame him for planting those cypresses that close to each other, but everything, all of them, survived. So it's great. We are approaching the festival. Hi. So just met one of the vendors from the festival. I guess they're chilling. The festival is actually, it's about to close. I think it closes at 7. So we're looking at the map and the size of the garden. You see, it's pretty big. Obviously, we haven't been able to see everything. So where we have been, well, this is the bridge that we took. It's next to the bamboo growth. Then that's the 1914 bridge. That's the Chinese pavilion. Well, and then we went down, and I'm not sure. Well, yeah, we did see that too. Yeah, with an armless lady. And that this is the area that we haven't been able to access. This is where there is a lily pond over here, and also over here you have two. Sorry, it's shaking probably. It's over here there is two tunnels. Well, actually, these tunnels would have taken us to the downtown, to the heart of the Solalaki neighborhood, but they are closed. I guess it's also just some safety regulations. Well, this is the orangeries and more research facilities over here, and this is passing the cypress growth. That's where we are, and the entrance is over here. So this is where I'm planning to take you to. It's not going to be beautiful all the time, unfortunately, because there's still a lot of construction going on, but it's better than nothing. And there is one area that unfortunately is pretty far, and I cannot take you there now. It's over here. So as I said, the territory of the botanical garden is quite vast, and there would be several plots of land added to it over the course of this 150 plus years. And there is one territory I would like to show you that was connected to the territory of the garden. This is the former Muslim cemetery. There you go. This is the territory that was added much later. So the The cemetery is still there, so it's not active anymore, but it's just part of the botanical garden, and there are trees there, so it doesn't look that barren anymore. So as I said, there was a colossal work, if I can say that, done to make it flourish and to keep the flourishing. So I'm not joking. That's exactly what it was. What are these? Please tell me. They're so fluffy. They're so beautiful. And they're so soft. I don't know what these are. Just tell me. I need your help. There's more to it. Hi, doggy. So for those who haven't seen many of my tours of Tbilisi, I will tell you there are lots of stray dogs here, but they're all chipped, neutered, and taken care of. Well, not everyone is still happy with the dogs. Uh, well, just some views overlooking the city, but mostly treetops. That's why I'm taking you to the area with a lot more view, with a much better view. So, pampas grass. Thank you, Shayla. Thank you. This is very, very good to know. Pampas grass. Okay. Yeah, it does look like a grass, or a bush, but I don't know the name. Well, and well, why Tbilisi was established? I guess here, why was it made into a capital, into a central city? I guess when you're here in the uh, in the in the lower sections of the gorge, in the gorge, I guess you can feel that because you are in between the mountains, which is a natural protection. And traditionally, well, today at the festival, I mentioned Svanetia region, which is up north. This is an area very difficult to reach. Even nowadays, the roads there are still quite challenging. So not everyone would have enough guts to go there. So, and Tbilisi, in this regards, it is very convenient transportation-wise, just trade-wise. Hence, there is protection from the both, well, from the mountains, but well, this. By the way, so Robert, was it you offering me to take a ride on a zip line? Well, I've never actually seen it function. Maybe it is, but I'm not sure if it's functioning at the moment. And well, we've just seen a Chinese garden. By the way, the festival is closing. They are packing up. So if you missed the festival tour, the bread festival tour, well, it's there, waiting for you to discover it. So we mentioned the Chinese pavilion, but there's also a Japanese garden. We dropped by last time, but we didn't spend much time, and I want to give it a bit more attention. It's very small, and it's probably going to take some time to some of the flowers, some of the plants to grow. But in general, it's a cozy place, very cozy. And by the way, the Botanical Garden of Tbilisi is the international research facility, and it partners. It is partner of many botanical gardens across the world, well, including Japan. Well, basically that's the entire garden. But it has everything in in a much smaller scale. But it has everything: a small bridge, the gates. Forgive me, but I don't know what that is. it was the old Muslim cemetery, and it just became part of the botanical garden, but it's not active anymore. So nobody did anything to the cemetery, but it's just well, consider them monuments. So I don't know what this is, but it's something I guess that should be here. Reminds me of a dead sound or some Buddhist temple, but I'm not going to lie. I don't want to sound even more unprofessional. Because I don't know anything about gardening. Cats. I have seen a couple of cats here. Yeah, I have. Why I also have taken you to the garden, I mean to the Japanese garden, because from here is the best view overlooking another gates, another watchtower guarding the gates of the fortress. Well, above over there is the so-called is the Narikala Fortress. Nothing has been done to the graves. They're just there. So it's just the territory that also happens to be part of the part of the cemetery. Well, it the cemetery wasn't the territory which was included into the territory of the botanical garden. Nobody did anything to the graves. They're still there, but the area looks very different. Obviously, it's all green. It's all like a forest, and there are still graves in the forest. That's basically it. But it's quite far, so that's why we're not going there. Maybe some other time. Well, over there on the top, this is the Narikala Fortress. So, which means the small fortress, but actually, the name is not original. So the name is from a bit later period. But the small tower, we will see it from another angle too. So we'll see it from a bit different spot. So give me time to go there. So we're not parting with the fortress. It's very small, really, really, really small, tiny Japanese garden. So that looks nice too. Quite international, like exactly like what Tbilisi is. So we are leaving, and it's gonna be really beautiful view opening from just over there. It's one of my favorite spots because, again, from there you can even tell the entire history of the entire city. Wow. Wow, that's what I've been talking about. That's the view. So, the watchtowers over there, guarding one of the ways, one of the roads, the Gareja gates from the city of Gareja. And I don't want to come much closer, but I can zoom in also a little bit. So whenever there is some entry point, it needs extra protection, extra security. Hence the towers. The towers have been restored. There was a massive earthquake in the 19th century, mid 19th century, and unfortunately, the fortress was damaged. But before that, and ever since, well, let's say 3rd or 2nd century Common Era, it actually, apart from one case of siege, the fortress has never ever been taken over, never been penetrated. So with this, which is quite understandable because the entire area is not that easy to reach, right? Because of the mountain ranges everywhere. The Narikala Fortress is still being restored, and I'm not sure how long it's going to take for them to to restore the fortress, but I will be taking you to the top. Part of the fortress is open for visits, but it's always nice to get all of it. I would like to show you just something else. Well, by the way, you asked me about the Muslim cemetery. Well, there you go. I have another photo of the Muslim cemetery. So you can see the same mountain range. You can even see the Kojored watchtower, right? You can see that. So you see that this is a little bit far from where we started, and I wouldn't have been able to reach this area had I started there. And there's not really much to see on the way. I guess we've seen already enough of the greens. And the view from a little different angle over here. So the same watchtowers, the same Narikala Fortress, just a bit different angle, just a little bit different. I guess probably somewhere from the Japanese garden. And there's something that, well, we've just been talking about almost 2 millennia ago. Then all of a sudden you see this very high-tech building. This is also a part of the research facility. I'm not sure about Brooklyn. I don't know. I know that there is a partnership with Turkey, with Botanical Gardens of Turkey, Japan, Germany, and a number of other European countries. But I'm not sure about the U.S. I haven't been inside. I'm not sure if the building's open yet. So this is used, as I said, research facilities and some educational programs. But I haven't been there yet. I'm not sure if it's that easy to enter. It may not be yet open as well. Sorry. Well, just another beautiful view. So on the territory of Narikala Fortress, there was also built a church, because there had been the church, but not from the very beginning, because when the fortress was built, and I remind you that Narikala is probably a much later, the name from a later period, but when the fortress was built, Georgia had not accepted Christianity. So by that time, and definitely that it's clear that the church will be constructed much later. Well, later. Let's say much later, but later. So from here you can see the restored parts of the fortress, and I remind you, this is not as a result of wars and onslaughts, but this is the result of mostly of the major earthquake, and time and weathering. So let's go to the lower section and to the exit, which is also one of the entrances to the botanical garden. And from here also we can see this building. I don't know the name. It probably has a name. And these are the old greenhouses. So the greenhouses have been here since 1840s. Obviously they would be built and rebuilt, but these are really old ones. And they're still in use. Everything is functioning. Well, this is done with a partnership with Turkey. There's a lot of work going on over there. I haven't been there. I'm not sure if actually we're allowed to visit. I guess not everything here is done for tourists. So they keep on researching. And it's great that there has been a really great campaign on preservation of endemic species, which requires lots of funds, as you know, and the state support. And I was so happy to see at the market the bread made of the indigenous species of wheat. And also we saw some wooden tools used in baking and wheat processing. And it still smells bread. I love it. Well, yeah, unfortunately you can see that the green fence. Yeah, but the bridge is old. The bridge is clearly, well, contemporary with the garden. And actually, it's probably just as I see it, but it looks like the ears and the eyes of a tiger. But I might be wrong. But it does look like this. And well, that area is closed. Did they have any spelt bread? I didn't see spelt bread, but I'm not sure if I saw everything and if I read all the explications. I love spelt, but maybe spelt is not indigenous to the area. Spelt is in, I know that spelt is grown in Siberia. You see the tigers too. So yeah, that's the same creek from the Tbilisi. In winter, well, in the fall, it's gonna get more plentiful. Normally, it would wash the entire area over there, so that's how wide it would be normally. And the bridge is the part of the trade route of that route that was taken by another small waterfall over there. The route that would be taken by the caravans on the way to Tbilisi and from Tbilisi, the Gareja Gate, Gareja Gateway. And we can have a bit of a close-up on one of the watchtowers. Well, maybe some other time, maybe next season. I'm not sure how long I will be here. So nothing is certain anymore. But hopefully we'll be able to see the pond. Somebody asked for cats. So here's a kitty. Hello. Hi, kitty. I don't want to disturb you, but oh, okay. Oh, so cozy. Gareja. Yeah, Gareja. No, not the church. There is David Gareja Monastery, you're right, because there was a saint that came from Gareja. But originally just the road that would take to and from Gareja. So this is just part of the road. I mean, these colors look insane on the screen, but it's actually what it looks like in reality. It's really, really insanely red. I don't know what these are. Hopefully they're not poisonous. Well, and these are the toilets. This is the building with the toilet, but there's steps over there, and technically one can go up, but it's pretty high. And the plan for the next time, that's not possible for the time being. Sage? You think so? Sage like the incense? Well, that's pretty high, right? So hopefully I will be able to also take those steps and take you on to the top, or to go from the top to the bottom of the Saloniki mountain range. And to wrap this up, I would like to just show you a little bit of, no, I don't think that's a sage, but little do I know anyway. Well, since I just mentioned the trade route, the trade route and the caravans and everything, so that would be the road that the caravans would be taking back and forth, bringing not just goods, but also traditions, some values, some outlook, and well, even these Georgian balconies, traditional Georgian balconies, this is the heritage of the times. Well, it's, I would say this is the reworked Persian heritage. There are also balconies that are not covered with glass, so they just open wooden balconies. And well, that mosque is quite special. There used to be more mosques in Tbilisi, but there was another one, but it was taken down by the Soviets when there was a massive reconstruction and overhauling of the downtown, when they would widen the roads, because just the city was growing quite quickly, and clearly the infrastructure was underdeveloped. So one of the mosques was destroyed, and now there's just one mosque in the downtown, and this is probably the only mosque in the world where the Shia and the Sunni pray in one and the same building, just on different days. That's quite special. We know how the two denominations not welcome each other. Let's put it mildly. So I believe this means a lot, and this just proves that point that Tbilisi is a hub of the Caucasus, and it's the one of the most tolerant. Salvia. Oh, okay. Okay, I'll probably never remember that, unfortunately. I have my mental capacity to remember flowers and plants, I guess, has been reduced to chamomiles and rose hips. Maybe datura, but that's probably that. That's probably it. Yes, but it's Tbilisi is very tolerant. Well, by the way, I will be doing, hopefully in October, I will be launching my Jewish heritage tours, couple of at least in Tbilisi, and Jews have never been oppressed here. There has never been pale settlements, despite the attempts of the Romanovs to do that. That never happened. Well, the Juma Mosque. I'm gonna go a little bit lower just to see the mosque, kind of for a bigger picture. But yeah, this is not the most, it's not the easiest thing to do. It's not so easy to find the angle. Salvia is sage. Well, I guess we clear the air. Good to know. I had no idea. Anyway, I think this is it for today. Thank you so much for taking these two beautiful walks, for tours in this beautiful area. One of them is the Bread Festival, and the other one is, well, just a walk in the botanical garden with very little content, with very little information on the botany, but more on the history. And I liked just the views and how peaceful it is. And well, luckily we didn't need much of the sound equipment, which is great. Again, I'm so sorry for the tech glitches that we had. Thank you so much for joining this, and I love it. Just love it. Yay! So, on the top of the chat, there is a pinned comment with the links to support me. I really appreciate your support. You know how important it is to me. So it could be buy me a coffee or PayPal. I would appreciate that. AnnaYourGuide.com is my website where you can find my complete schedule, and I will be doing 2 more tours tonight. One of them, I'm taking you to Israel Museum to show you post-impressionist art collection. We'll be looking at some Picasso, Matisse, Chagall, René Magritte, Modigliani, Andrea Duran, depending on how much time and how much I would be talking about. So, but that's the plan. And also, I'm taking you to Capernaum, in the northern section of the Sea of Galilee. in north of Israel. Well, we're going to the town of Jesus. We're going to see the synagogue where he allegedly, well, according to archaeology and history and tradition, that he prayed and preached and many things. So I hope you will enjoy that. The museum tours, yeah, it will be recorded and it will be shared on my YouTube afterwards, as well as the tours of yesterday, both tour of my hometown Novosibirsk, the recording is already there, and also the tour of Alexander II. You know that Misha, my husband's been doing tours on the history, well, of the history and culture in the Russian Empire at different times, different periods of the Romanovs, and well, the Honey Festival and the Gardenia Shevardnadze tours are all available. Thank you so much for watching. Thank you so much for joining. Thank you for supporting me and keeping me company on all these tours. I'll see you shortly. I don't even remember when the next tour is. Okay, I need to find out that. But I'm using another calendar as well. I'm not sure if I can use both, but we'll find out. Thank you, Dolly. Thank you so much. It's much appreciated. He's been a bit discouraged as like the visibility is really very low. So I'm trying to keep him. I'm trying to make him carry on with the tours, but we'll see. Thank you so much for joining, and I will see you shortly. Bye bye.